Good afternoon, retail traders. I want to give you my update, my weekly update on Tesla, and we did very well with it last week. Played to the T, right? Broke out of the 200 SMA on the daily time frame, and we're going to talk about it again. Now, here's the website. I'm really excited about how this website looks. One of my favorite ones right now. Since they've added this here detail on here, that's the way a website should look. So let's go straight to the chart. Now, I've got the weekly as I demonstrate. And we did break out of a Darvis box last week. Almost like a pivot point on the second stage of the pivot point, which is pretty much, this is the pivot point since it's come up here and created an old new resistance from the old one, which is right around here, that support level. So we kind of broke out of that with a gap up. And I think some of the news I liked last week was the fact that Ford is teaming up with Tesla, and Ford will have the rights to 1,200 charging stations, which is a big deal, which kind of blindsided the EV deal, EV sector, which gave them a little catalyst to run, I think, last week. Just part of the reason. So this is the weekly time frame, and I'm just going to draw me a weekly pivot point that we got to break on this here chart right now. And we got the price line up, and I think that resistance level is going to be right about in here this week. If we can break that, I think we can take this stock to a higher level. Now that's a pivot point inside of this channel right here. It's a support level right here and a resistance right here, and we kind of touched the 51 right there. That's the 51 EMA, that purple line. That's on the weekly. So I'm just going to leave that like it is, and I'm going to color this in a real different odd color that I'm not used to, so it'll remind me that that's the weekly pivot point that we're going to try to break. So we're going to bring this up to a yearly now. I always like to look in different time frames. There was a resistance last week that I said we had to break, and that was this one right here. And we're going to draw another price line on that resistance level. That's going to be our new support to hold, to stay bullish. If that holds and stays 1207.59, that was the resistance I had on last week's video that we had to break, or we had to hit, because it was beyond the 200. This is the candle last Friday. We had Monday off, and she gapped up that Monday with a spinning top. And then she went ahead and bounced on up the next 3 days. So this is real nice close with the spinning top. If you watch my last video, I said if we stay above the spinning top with the body of that candle off the 200, that we would go to a higher level, and we more or less did that. So she can pull back easily to the body of this candle right here and still remain bullish. And that price is at 207.57, which was on that pivot point resistance that we had to break. And the next one coming up is going to be this one right here, and we closed at that one. So we're going to draw another line on top of that candle right there, another price line on the body of that candle. If I can see it right there. It'd be 214.40. Now I'm going to bring this to the daily and see where we are. Yeah, there's that 214.40 yesterday. It held as a support level and made a neckline, a shoulder line right here. So that's going to be what we need to break. And I think that'll do that right off the bat. And now she pulls back. Let's go to the 20-day 1 hour. And I'll give you a summary when I'm done here. I think if we might just stop right here at the 209.58 area, somewhere in there. We're going to put a price line there, and we're going to put one right here for the third support. Now that's going to be for Monday. If that holds, that's an ascending triangle right there. See, you got that wick, and you got a triple top, and then you got the ascending triangle. Now this is something I talk about a lot. If you see a pattern in the trade, for example, like here we have an ascending triangle, many times they'll come back and pull back to the top of that resistance line on that triangle and find support. So I'm going to strongly suggest that this 204 area is going to be a very strong buy if we come across it, especially if that happens straight early in the week. We just have a big old knife and then boom. I'd buy that spot because that's an ascending triangle with a triple top break, and I'm almost 100% sure that we could pull back to that area and then bounce back up and create a double top and break out of resistance. I'm pretty positive about that trade, so that's the way I'm going to look at it into next week. I think we'll bounce back down and hit the top of this here ascending triangle and then break back up to the upside and break a double top. If that don't work, that don't work, but that's what I'm going to suggest will happen next week. And that's Tesla. So I wish everybody a great week, and hit that like button and subscribe, and you'll get my weekly updates on Tesla charts, and we'll see where we take it from there. But this is the Sneaky Snake trading strategy, where we deal with chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Have a great trade, and thank you for all great traders out there, the good and the bad and the ugly. You've done me good all around. You made me a well-rounded trader. Thank you. Appreciate it.